Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Pro Division qualifying round guide here for the Blast Off tournament in Golf Clash the game. Before we take a closer look at the shots, make sure that you do hit the thumbs up button, also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. The shots that I'm going to play in this playthrough are reflecting the guide that we do have, the Ultimate Tournament Guides. Obviously, Rado and the team are continuously updating the guide to give you the absolute best possible suggestions whilst they are playing and doing their own rounds. So have that in mind that if you're using the guide, there could be some slight differences to some of the shots, but have that in mind that we do that to obviously provide better content. But for those of you that have no interest in any guide, you can follow this playthrough and have a really fun time in crushing Pro Division. If you want to sign up to Pro, Expert or Master, you go to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. You do have the link to the Ultimate Tournament Guides directly in the description down below. Info box on the right hand side, and you have the club, you have the ball that I do suggest you to play with, and also the club distance and the elevation that we do suggest you to play with. Have in mind that those are all suggestions and you don't have to follow it if you don't want to, but there is always a plan behind it. So let's take a look and start at hole number 1. Hole number 1, we're playing this one for green. Yes, we do stretch out to max to find the center of the fairway island. The only difficult part here is that when you adjust the rings, you do adjust down from the cliff, which could be a little bit tricky, but shouldn't be that difficult. One ring of overpower with extra my level 8 and level 9, and I did push up to max as well, obviously. 2 left spin is what I'm having here, but looking at the outcome, I do honestly think that we could remove the left spin and actually push this one for unholing 1. Obviously, the left spin is yeah, again, it's an unnecessary thing. Playing without left spin or even with right spin would definitely be much better. But nonetheless, a safe eagle here in hole number 1. For hole number 2, we're going to do a rough bump, 0.1 backspin and then 0.3 left spin, looking to have the tip of the ball guideline in the center of the green square that is to the left of the pin. Adjustment, medium distance plus 15, power 1 ball settings with this adjustment, and then to hit perfect. What I would have say here is that I'm not entirely super pleased with this type of shot. It could be needed some modifications to make it a little bit more solid, but in the end, unholing 1 as I timed out on the first shot, that's why it shows a birdie. For hole number 3, we're gonna play up the fairway on the right hand side using 2 left spin, and we're also going to use 4.5 bar top spin. So this shot can most definitely be played with an extra mile level 6+. So you can see here that I'm looking for the ball guideline to be straight down the fairway. Adjustment is maximum distance plus 15, and then we're going to go with an inside wall left curl. Perfect ball. And we can see this ball travel away and travel down the fairway, setting ourselves up for a very easy way of getting over towards the green on the second shot. Second shot, we're not playing for an albatross here. This mainly due to that we're having a power 3 ball, and also at the same time, this is a very weird par 5 with a lot of risk if pushing too hard. So we're playing a rough bump here to bounce this ball out onto the green. If having to adjust down the cliff, you push up to be on the cliff edge and you use a little bit of underpower like I'm doing here in the video. This will prevent you from going too long, and you get yourself up there on the green and you have a safe putt for an eagle. Again, we're playing this hole regardless what wind angle we have of tee. We're playing it for an eagle and then to be done with it and move on to hole number 4. pack the Grizzly to find absolute minimum distance in the easiest way possible. And I would call this an absolute money shot. This is a beautiful design and dropped loads when I played in practice. 1.3 top spin and 2 right spin, playing with a quasar ball guideline to go approximately 1 green square left of pin. But more importantly, I'm looking at the blue ring and also with the red ring to the left into the sand. Adjustment minimum distance with a 20% over adjustment, power 1 ball settings. Those of you that are playing with anything else than a Sniper 10, use a Sniper 10 numbers in the app. Bounces into the rough lovely, comes in catching the funnel and rolls in for an hole in 1. Beautiful here in hole number 4. So for hole number 5, this is going to be a very good chance of getting an eagle. We're going to pitch this ball up towards the top right corner using 3 left spin and then 2.7 top spin, or 2.8 top spin is more like it. Ball guideline straight down the fairway. We're starting at the plus 13 yard mark with extra mile level 9, plus 14 with extra mile level 8, and extra mile level 6 and 7 we start at max, which is plus 16. Adjustment maximum distance plus 10, and then we are going to center the ball and to hit perfect. And even if you would be hitting a great ball, you will see yourself most definitely getting yourself down the fairway without risking the rough. A bad great right may roll into the rough if you play with a club that do have a bad accuracy. Second shot, we're going to do a fringe check, and the fringe check is going to be aligned with the pin, and it's going to be a back fringe check. You will notice that here now. So we're gonna back up and do the back fringe check there. And we do have a 10% elevation to use, and when it comes to a back fringe check of a plus 4, is 27% slider plus 10% elevation, P3 numbers. I'm looking to have the yellow ring to be by the edge of the fringe. I am a little bit low on that. As you can see, I should be a little bit higher up. Ball guideline to the hole. Ensure to have a straight pull here, because if you do have a straight pull and you hit perfect, this is going to be a money shot and is going to drop more or less every single time. Perfect ball, bounce on the fairway up towards the pin, and we get it in for a lovely eagle. Hole number 6, super boring wind, and what we are going to do is that we are going to lay up on the fairway island on the right, or in the center, whatever we want to call it. It's the fairway island at least. 2.8, sorry, we're gonna play this one 4 backspin, F3 right spin and nothing else. Starting at the plus 5 yards with extra mile level 9, plus 6 yards with extra mile level 8, and plus 8 yards with extra mile level 6 and 7. Adjustment is going to be max plus 15 P3 numbers, and here we're going to use overpower with the amount 1 ring more than the amount we adjust into. So if we do adjust 1 ring into overpower, we use 2 rings of overpower as an example. If you don't adjust into overpower at all, then you're still using 1 ring of overpower on those numbers. So second shot, now we're going to find complete min distance, pack the Grizzly to find that easier, and then from there we are going to apply 3 right spin and whatever top spin it gets the ball guideline to be to the hole. What I would recommend here though is to, once you do find the spot with the ball guideline to the hole, move it to be just right of pin. And the reason for that is based on my miss here, because I'm aiming at the pin. You know, if we would be moving to be a little bit right of pin, we would most likely have dropped this shot. But in the end, I'm not expecting to drop this one a single time, but I want at least to be close. It's a very, very tough par 5 to play in this type of wind. Minimum distance plus 50% elevation, hit perfect, and you at least have a chance. But do not expect it. This is going to be a par 5 to just live through and then drop the others instead. Hopefully we can have a little bit more tailwind, at least when it comes to the opening and the weekend round. For hole number 7, I decided to go very aggressive with my extra mile. I'm playing with topspin, that is possible with an extra mile level 8 as well. So I'm using 6 topspin and 2 right spin, stretching out my club to max to find the ball guideline to be centered down the fairway. Adjustment is max plus 10 P5, and then we push up to max, and I'm using 4 rings of overpower, and that is the same amount I will be using with extra mile level 8 too. Those of you that do have less topspin and 6 bars needs to go with full overpower, and that's the reason why I don't really want to suggest that to those of you that do have that, because a bad grade will definitely put you into the rough, and it could actually risk the water if you're being very unlucky. And that's why we do have a second option in the guide as well for those that do want, those that do play with lower clubs or just don't have any berserker balls for that matter, where we lay up and play for a short iron, which is absolutely money. But here we get to green, and you know, maybe a hole in one if we're being super duper lucky. Hole number 8 is absolutely poop for, honestly, because hole number 8 has headwind, and headwind on this hole it's not going to be easy. It's much more easier to play with a straight crosswind or with a tailwind. So what I tried to do after testing a bunch of stuff and didn't drop it is that I moved a little bit more to the left. There is a sticky spot there, but I still missed it pretty significantly. That's the correct word. Trying to have the spins to have the ball guide line up towards the top of the green. Adjustment max plus 25 power 3 numbers. And adjustment is done, and you can see that I needed a lot more to get this one to drop. You can play an NMT as well, as we do have in the guide, which is super solid, offers an outside chance for an hole in one, but I wanted to try something different to see if I could find anything better, which I unfortunately couldn't. Sure, I am around the cup still for a safe birdie, but with this in mind, I could, rather than have been playing a different shot with the same type of outcome. Take the birdie, be happy with that. Honestly, once again, this hole in headwind is not an easy one for anyone. On hole number 9, I wanted to go extremely aggressive here, so just to give ourselves a very good look. Still no overpower on drive or second shot, but we're playing close lines where great balls may be a big problem. So I would not recommend this type of play if you feel uncomfortable with great balls. We start by adding the 6 bars of topspin and 1 right spin, having the third bounce to be just above the bunker, in between the 2 bunkers on the next fairway. Maximum distance plus 15. Perfect ball, and this ball is going to bounce exactly as I want to. It's going to bounce on the fairway, over to the next one, over the bunker, and then we settle nicely here on the yardage that is 366. So between 360 and 370 would be absolutely perfect. But we're not done there. We do have the second shot, and here I will be playing an aggressive rough bump. And we're going to do first and foremost a pin check. We have a +6 pin check. And from the +6 pin check, we are going to play 50% slider, 10% elevation, P3 numbers. However, though, I'm missing this one a fair bit left here. And what I would recommend is to actually offset the ball guideline a little bit more to the right to avoid missing there to the left. I wanted to display this type of play because there could be those of you that do want to play it aggressive, but once again, if you don't feel comfortable with an aggressive play here on hole number 9, I would honestly just lay up on the top right on the first fairway and then play myself with a sniper to pin. It's an outside chance for an albatross, but it will still be a safe eagle. You see, we hit her off as I want to and missed that one just to the left. So we needed a little bit more offset to the right if we're gonna drop this one. Hole number 9, a very aggressive option for you, but I felt I wanted to show you an aggressive option like that here in the playthrough for those of you that do want to take a little bit extra risk in the qualifying round. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Pro Division qualifying round here in the Blast Off tournament of Golf Clash the game. The shots here that I'm playing comes from our Ultimate Tournament Guide for Pro, led by Radu and our team. Have in mind that in the guide we obviously update as we go to provide the best possible tweaks to every shot. That's why if you're having the guide, it might be some slight differences to some shots because they have been tweaked to work better. But for those of you that have no interest in using a guide and stuff like that, this playthrough is gonna work fine to give you a very good score in the qualifying round. If you do want to sign up for our Ultimate Tournament guides, do like more than 2,000 other players has done, you go to patreon.com/golfclashtommy, link is in the description down below, and you choose one of the packages for either Pro, Expert and Master. In the end here, thank you so much for watching this playthrough and a big good luck in the Blast Off tournament.